Did you know that the average American spends over $5,400 a year on impulse buys? That's more than $450 a month, often triggered not by need, but by emotions. Imagine what you could do with that money instead. Maybe a vacation, investing in a dream, or finally building that emergency fund. We live in a world where spending has become easier than ever. One-click shopping, same-day delivery, and endless sales make it so simple to buy whatever we want, whenever we want. But here's the catch: not all our purchases are driven by logic or necessity. In fact, a lot of them are emotional. Emotional purchases happen when we buy something not because we need it, but because we feel a certain way. Maybe we're bored, stressed, sad, or even celebrating. We've all been there. We see something we like, and we just have to have it, without thinking twice about whether we really need it or not. But while it might make us feel good in the moment, it often comes with a hidden cost. Emotional purchases are a big part of our consumer culture today, and it's essential to understand why they're so significant. In today's fast-paced world, we're constantly bombarded with advertisements and social media influencers telling us what we need to buy to be happy. And it's not just about the products themselves, but also about the feelings they promise to give us: happiness,
Yes!
excitement, or a sense of belonging. But the truth is, those feelings are often short-lived, and we're left with a lighter wallet and a cluttered home. In this video, we're diving deep into the secret price tag of your emotional purchases. We'll explore what drives them, the challenges they create, and most importantly, how they impact your financial health and happiness in the long run. Let's talk about what actually happens when we make emotional purchases. Have you ever bought something and later thought, "Why did I even get this?" That's called buyer's remorse. It's that sinking feeling you get after the rush of buying fades away. Emotional spending can lead to clutter, debt, stress, and even shame. You might feel guilty for spending money you didn't have, or frustrated that you're not making progress on your financial goals. Over time, these purchases add up, not just in dollars, but in emotional weight. When we're not mindful of our spending habits, we can easily overspend and accumulate debt. Another challenge is that emotional spending becomes a habit. The more you do it, the more your brain links spending with emotional relief. It's a cycle that's hard to break. And with social media constantly showing us curated lifestyles and influencer hauls, the pressure to spend is everywhere. Finally, there's the clutter and waste that comes with emotional purchases. When we buy things on impulse, we often don't think about whether we have space for them or if we'll really use them. And before we know it, our homes are cluttered with stuff we don't need or use. So what causes emotional spending? Let's break it down. So, what drives emotional spending? There are several factors at play here. For one, there's stress and anxiety. When we're feeling stressed or anxious, we often turn to shopping as a way to cope. When we're feeling down, buying something can lift our mood. But it's often just a distraction, not a solution. We might buy things we don't need, just to feel better in the moment, out of boredom. Scrolling through shopping apps or websites can be a way to pass time. It's fun, exciting, and gives us something to look forward to. Another factor is marketing tactics. Advertisers are experts at creating emotional connections between us and their products. They use clever marketing strategies to make us feel like we need their products, even if we don't. Societal pressures also play a big role in emotional spending. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others on social media, and we feel like we need to keep up with the latest trends and products. We might buy things just to fit in or to impress others. Finally, there's the instant gratification that comes with emotional spending. When we buy something on impulse, we get a quick fix of excitement and satisfaction. But that feeling is often short-lived, and we're left with the consequences of our spending. These factors work together to make emotional spending incredibly common. And because it's tied to how we feel, it can be really hard to recognize until it's already become a pattern. Here's the big insight: every emotional purchase has a hidden price tag. And it's not just the amount you paid, but also about the emotional and psychological costs. When we're not mindful of our spending habits, we can easily fall into a cycle of guilt, stress, and clutter. Think about what you're giving up every time you buy something you don't truly need. That money could be going toward your goals, saving for a house, paying off debt, investing in your future. Instead, it's being traded for short-term comfort. Even worse, emotional purchases can delay your financial freedom. They keep you stuck in a cycle of spending and stress. And over time, that can impact your mental health, relationships, and overall quality of life. Recognizing this is powerful. It means you have the choice to change. By being more mindful of our spending habits and recognizing the emotional triggers behind our purchases, we can start to make more intentional buying decisions. We can start to prioritize what's truly important to us, rather than just buying things on impulse. Let's recap what we've talked about. Emotional purchases are common and often triggered by feelings like stress, sadness, or boredom. They're encouraged by clever marketing and societal expectations. While they might bring temporary relief, they usually lead to regret, debt, and financial setbacks. The true cost of emotional spending goes beyond money. It affects your peace of mind and your progress toward the life you really want. But the good news is, you can take control. By being aware of your triggers and building better habits, you can stop emotional spending before it starts. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever made an emotional purchase that you later regretted? Share your story in the comments below. Let's create a space where we can learn from each other and grow together. And if you're interested in learning more about simplifying your life and reducing waste, be sure to check out my related videos on why I want less stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.